48 BC. Julius Caesar was in Alexandria. A battle, a fire, an accident. And humanity's memory began to burn. But you know this story. Everyone does. Today I'm asking you a different question. What if it never burned? Not just that night. Ever. Not once. How far could we have gone? 500 years ahead? 1,000? Or so much more? To grasp that, you first need to understand this. The Library of Alexandria was not just a building. In 300 BC, Ptolemy, a general of Alexander the Great, built this city. And he had a dream to gather all the knowledge of the world under one roof. This was not just a library, it was a research center, the world's first university. Archimedes worked here. Euclid wrote geometry here. Eratosthenes calculated the circumference of the Earth here, and he got it right. Think about that. In 240 BC, a man measured the circumference of the Earth using a stick and its shadow, with a margin of error of 2%. These people were not less intelligent than us. If anything, the opposite. The library held 700,000 papyrus scrolls. Medicine, astronomy, mathematics, philosophy, literature, engineering. The lost works of Hippocrates, machines of Archimedes we have never seen, maps of the ancient world. All of it was there, every last bit. Now we get to the real question. What was destroyed in the fire? We don't fully know, and that not knowing is the greatest tragedy in history. But there are clues. An engineer named Hero of Alexandria built a steam-powered machine in the 1st century AD. He called it the Aeolipile. It was a steam turbine. Think about that. A steam engine in the 1st century AD. The Industrial Revolution began in the 1760s, 1,700 years later. If that machine had been developed, if that knowledge had been passed down, the Industrial Revolution might have happened around 500 AD, or even earlier. And that's just one example. Lost medical texts could have helped us defeat diseases sooner. Lost astronomical notes might have produced another Copernicus 1,000 years ahead of schedule. Lost philosophical manuscripts might have prevented the darkness of the Middle Ages entirely. Now imagine, 48 BC, Caesar's soldiers don't set the harbor on fire. Or someone saves the library just in time. What would have happened? The first 500 years, knowledge would have been passed down unbroken. When the Roman Empire fell, that knowledge wouldn't have fallen with it. There would have been no need for the dark period of the Middle Ages. 500 to 1000 AD. Europe might have reached today's level of technology during that era. The printing press, the telescope, the steam engine, all of it, 1,000 years early. 1000 to 1500 AD. The Industrial Revolution would have taken place in this period. There would have been no need for a Renaissance because there would have been no darkness to emerge from. And today? Today we might be on Mars, maybe beyond. Or maybe we'd have entirely different problems. Maybe humanity couldn't have handled technology advancing that fast. Maybe there would have been bigger wars, greater catastrophes. Because knowledge is power, and power doesn't always fall into the right hands. But think about this. Alexandria didn't burn just once. Caesar's fire, Aurelian's assault, Theophilus's religious unrest, the destruction that followed the Arab conquest. It burned again and again, loss upon loss. And each time, humanity fell back a little further. Today, the same danger exists, in a different form. Every day a language dies. Every day a culture disappears. Every day digital archives shut down. Websites are deleted. Knowledge is lost. The modern Alexandria is burning, quietly, without anyone noticing. And we are are letting it happen. We don't know exactly when the Library of Alexandria ceased to exist. Maybe in a single night. Maybe gradually, over centuries. But we know this: some of that knowledge is still missing, and it will never come back. History is teaching us a lesson. Knowledge, if not protected, dies. So what are you doing today? What knowledge, what story, what culture are you preserving? And more importantly, which ones are you allowing to disappear?